Welcome to my apiary. As you can see, I've been moving things around my apiary here a lot today. And I hear a lot of conversation about moving bees short distances. We've all heard the old adage, 2 feet or 2 miles. And, you know, there's some truth to that. There is truth to that. However, there's another principle that can be used in certain circumstances in order to move your bees. If I want to move bees from one location to another in my apiary, say 100 feet or 50 feet, we all know that the foragers will, you know, go back to where they were in the beginning. Well, believe it or not, there's bees in these boxes, and we don't see any bees out. We don't see any bees flying. So this is why I can get away with this. And now I'm at the beginning of a long winter, but even if I weren't, if these bees, in my experience, if these bees have not flown today or will not fly today, so I can predict in the morning, I can see the weather forecast and I can see, wow, it's only going to be 2 to 3 C today. Well, the bees aren't going to fly in that. So then I can take those hives, I can put them wherever I want, and the bees are going to be fine. You know, rainy weather, you can do the same, so who wants to work in the rain? And in my experience, they will move successfully if they're not flying for that one day, meaning they fly the day before up until whatever time, you know, 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock or whatever. They go to bed at night, then they don't fly all night. And if they don't fly the next day and the next night, then they'll forget where they live, like 2 days ago. So I use that principle in the summer. When I'm making nukes, I make splits. I want to place them in my apiary, but I don't want everybody to fly back. So I'll make up that split. I'll make it in a box, either my 4-frame boxes or my pro nukes, so that I have a little door that I can close. My 6-framers, I don't have that option really. I mean, I could, but it's much more difficult. My 10-framer, same thing. But if I can close that door, then I'll make that split in a small box, pro nuke, or my 4-frame box. I can close the entrance. Then I'll move them into my air-conditioned building for that night and the next night. Okay, so I always just use a 2-night rule. And that's partly because, you know, I'm kind of old and forgetful, so I can usually remember if I put those bees in there yesterday. And if the answer is no, then I can take them out. So if I remember that I moved those bees in there yesterday, then I better leave them in one more night. I made a mistake in that regard this summer. I had 2 batches of bees that I was trying to relocate here. I put 1 batch of bees in on day 1. I put another batch of bees in on day 2. And on day 3, I took the bees out. And I moved both batches out. Well, the 1 batch of bees, of course, flew back, and the little split that I had made depopulated. So I had to go through other measures to repopulate that, and that's a subject for another time. So that's my experience, that 2 nights will allow enough time for the bees to forget where they live if they don't fly for 2 nights. So they don't fly for night 1 all day and night 2. By the next day, they don't remember where they were, and they'll reorient to their new spot. So that's a principle that you can use in your apiary when it comes to moving bees short distances.